American Income Life Insurance Company. I talked to you yesterday about your insurance benefits through your son Mike and his affiliation with the Teamsters Union. Do you mind if we sit at the table?
Okay.
Because I have to go over these benefits with you. Mylene, if you don't mind, you can sit here, and I will sit here.
Okay.
Now, did you talk with Mike and find out what he has done for you and your family and why I am here today?
No, because I'm so busy.
Okay, I will back up and fill you in on what is going on. As you know, your son Mike is a member of the Teamsters. I don't know if you're familiar with the unions like the firemen, electricians, Teamsters, and federal employees, but I am sure that you have heard they have some of the best benefits out there, right? AIL is the unionized company that provides the benefits for these unions and associations.
Okay.
Mike is a member in good standing with his union, the Teamsters, and he was allowed to extend some of his American income benefits to his family members and those close to him. Do you know the difference between your temporary benefits and your permanent benefits?
I'm not familiar with that. What is the difference?
Well, we all have great benefits through work, but when we leave, quit, or retire from our jobs, we lose all or the bulk of our benefits within 31 days. However, your son Mike did an amazing thing for you guys. If you qualify today, you will have permanent benefits that will follow you, and no one can ever take these away from you. So make sure and thank him.
Oh, right. That's perfect.
Mylene, what do you do for work?
I'm working in Albertsons.
How long have you been doing that?
Few months.
Now, here is a copy of the letter the Teamsters members receive. Like it says in the letter, my job is to bring you your benefits and explain your options. When I am finished, they have you fill out this report card that will go back to the Teamsters so they know I've been here and done my job. Is that fair?
Alright.
As the letter explains, they have me here for 3 reasons. To inform you about the food banks, to explain the benefit package your son Mike qualified you for, to see if you can qualify for anything permanent they have set up for members and their families. Now let me ask you, have either of you been employed or laid off?
No.
The reason I asked is that American Income collects food for members in a time of need. The way they keep the food banks working is when we are at the member's house, they ask us if you would like to donate a can or two of food or some dry goods. If that's something you would like to do, just remind me before I leave.
Okay.
Mylene, this is your AD&D certificate. This covers you when you die in any type of accident. American Income is the company that covers this benefit for you. This is a non-contributory, non-participating, which means you don't have to pay for it or qualify for it because your son Mike extended this to you. It's already been taken care of. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Verify here that you want Mike to be your beneficiary. I'll put your certificate in your folder so that when something happens, you'll have to use it. This is your health discount card. This is not health insurance. This card is no cost and it will give you discounts on vision, prescription, hearing, and chiropractor services. Here is the service number. This website also lists all the providers in your area. Go ahead and fill this middle section out and they will send you a card so that you can start receiving the discounts. Pretty nice benefit, huh?
Yep.
Now these are your child safe ID kids. Are you familiar with the Amber Alerts? Police and our communities are actively searching for over 2,300 children each and every day. This is a vital tool. Heaven forbid something happened to your children. Some things you need to write estate pictures on special occasions like holidays, birthdays, and school pictures. Make sure you fingerprint them. The middle section is a place for all distinguishing features: birthmarks, scars, glasses, braces, so on. Now, on the back is just some important information for the parents. Do you see how important this is for all children?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you have a will set up, right? This is your family information guide. It is not a will, but this is so important to fill out that when something happens to you, your family will know exactly what to do. After you fill this out, you want to put this in a safe place here at home. Here's one for you and one for someone you love. On top is where you put your vital information: name, birthday, social security card, social security number, etc. Have either of you ever been in the military?
No.
Okay, you could leave this spot blank. Persons to notify is the next part. This is the most important part. Did you know millions of dollars go unclaimed in life insurance each year because either the family doesn't know about the insurance, they don't know how to make a claim, or the company cannot find the beneficiary? So what they are saying is that you put down 5 people each or on your case, just yourself, put 5 people that are local in your area that can be there to help your family out immediately when something happens to you. So who are the top 5 people in the local area that can help in the event of an emergency or death?
I have sisters and brothers.
Nice. Fill that part out while I'm speaking here, but you can pay attention to me as well. Your estate information goes here, the next section. You do have life insurance outside of work, right?
Yes.
If it is through work, make sure you put it in pencil because it is temporary. This part is for your financial institution's information. Do you use checking or savings?
Both.
List that information here because when you die, someone in your family has to close your accounts. Here are your funeral service and final request. This is very important. Have either of you ever had to plan a funeral? Do you want cremation or burial? Either way, it's very expensive. Remind me before I go. Part of the program takes care of all your final expenses, but you will need to qualify for that. Do you see how important this guide is?
I don't think it's like that.
Now because Mike is a member in good standing with the Teamsters, they are allowing you to extend the same no-cost benefit package to the people in your life that are going to help out when something happens to you. So they're going to be receiving the same $2,000 AD&D certificate, health service discount card, family information guide, and child safe ID kits of their own. Now they do have to qualify. They simply have to be over 21, live in Texas, and be employed or retired. Most members extend this to all their brothers, sisters, parents, and close friends. How many adult brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3.
Who's the oldest?
It's Bob.
What are their first names?
Robert.
And who's next?
Joshua.
And the last one?
Jodorito.
What neighbors have children for the child safe ID kits? Do you have neighbors that have children?
I'm new in the area. I'm sorry. Maybe.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Do you text?
Yes.
Right, okay. I'm going to send you a text. Let me know once you get it. Okay, go ahead and forward that text to everyone you extended these great benefits to. That way they have a heads up, and I'll wait.
All right.
Since your brother Nathan lives in the area, go ahead and give him a call so we can fill him in. I'll wait while you do that.
Okay. Here.
Thank you. I'll speak to him. Hi Nathan, this is Carlos with American Income. They do many of the permanent insurance benefits for the Teamsters, police officers, firefighters, and veterans. I am sitting here with Mylene and she has arranged for you to receive a no-cost AD&D policy and benefit package. My job is to get it delivered to you so that when you have it in your records, you know what to do when something happens. There is a certificate of coverage that I need to drop off to you along with some benefits she was able to recommend you for. It's very important. What's the best time to drop this off to you and your family?
I'm available today, all day, so anytime you can come in.
Oh, I'd better check your address. Is this correct?
Yes.
Great. What shifts do you and your family members work these days?
I'm not working these days, so I'm off.
Great. I can take care of this today. Maybe 6 or maybe 9. What works best for you?
6.
6 o'clock would be great. Okay, Mylene. Since you didn't find out exactly what your son Mark did for you, I'll back up a bit. Now, okay. Now, as they mentioned in the letter, there is a program they've set up for members. In fact, this is the Labor Advisory Board. It consists of 54 international labor and association leaders. They're very important because what they do is help advise and make recommendations as to where the gaps in your benefits are and what benefits people need. They've asked us to read this letter to each of the members, and since Mark sponsored you, I'll read it to you. I don't have the letter. You see, that's the reason they were chosen to do this program for the union, because they realized that typically 31 days after you leave your job, get laid off, or retire, you can lose all your insurance benefits, or they greatly reduce. These are permanent and portable insurance benefits, and if you qualify, you keep them for the rest of your life. Pretty nice, huh? And in fact, they don't just work with police, firefighters, and teachers. They work with over 40,000 groups are A-rated, A-plus rated, and over 5 million members are enrolled. So they must be doing something right, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Just because your son Mike extended these benefits to you doesn't mean you're automatically allowed to enroll. You do have to qualify. If you're too high risk, they can't let you in. So they have me ask you a couple of questions just to make sure. Have you ever had any arrests, including DUI? Have either of you used any tobacco, marijuana in the past 12 months?
No.
No, no, and no?
Yes.
Okay. Do you take any prescription medications?
No.
Have you ever had any health issues in your lifetime?
No.
Any family history of cancer, diabetes, or heart disease?
No.
Okay, you sound like you're very healthy. Based on what you have told me, I am not sure if you qualify yet, but it sounds good. You do have a good chance. So I'm going to at least explain the benefits to you. The needs analysis determines needs based on three things: family situation, benefits you already have, and income. So what they have me do is ask you a couple of questions to see exactly what you might qualify for.
Sure.
I should have the website, but Mylene, did Mike fill you in on the Our Power program?
No.
He didn't. Our Power is a very old principle that says members should take the first 2 hours of their weekly wage and set it aside to protect themselves and provide their families for their family's future. Now, 2 hours of your weekly wage is roughly 1/20th of your income, right?
Yeah.
And that's not going to change your lifestyle any, is it?
No, not really.
Of course not. Any financial planner would tell you to set aside 10 to 15% of your income. Your program is based on 2 hours, which is only 5%, so all the members can afford it. Now, provided that you can qualify, they allow you to set aside between $20 and $100 a week. Every member is different, has different situations, and has different hourly wages. What I am obligated to do is show you what setting aside your 2 hours combined will do and what kind of protection that will provide. Then when I am done, the Teamsters would like you to have your opinion on this report card that goes directly back to them. Isn't that fair?
Okay, that's fine.
So Mylene, what do you make an hour?
Just $11.
Now, what I am going to do is show you what setting aside $22 a week will do for your family. Just like in any other enrollment period, provided that you can qualify, there are forms that need to be filled out in person while I am here. And that's not something that we can do later over the phone. So be sure to stop me anytime that you have questions. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. Now they're concerned with 3 major areas: accidental injuries, final expenses, and paycheck protection. The first area they are concerned with is when you are injured in any type of accident. Have either one of you thought about what you would do when you get injured in an accident? Well, the Labor Advisory Board and American Income have given it a lot of thought. Their concern isn't that your medical bills won't be taken care of. You have health insurance to take care of that. When it's job related, then workers' compensation is there, and a lot of members have some form of disability. What they are concerned with is lost wages and other expenses that start adding up. Mylene, when you end up in the hospital, even though your medical bills are taken care of, no one pays you to be there. Yeah, God forbid something happens to any of your family. In that case, you won't be working, right?
Right.
Mylene, when you or any of your kids get hurt and have to go to the emergency room, they're going to send you up to $100 just for taking the time to go get the injury looked at. That's for any kind of accident, whether you scrape your knee, knee stitches, on or off the job. That money comes to you here at home. The only exception to that is when you have to stay overnight in the hospital. They are going to send you $200 a day for up to a full year. That ends up being $1,400 a week.
Okay.
Now let me ask you, when that money comes in, will that help your family?
Yes.
Of course it will. Now, the only exception to that is when you stay in intensive care, they are going to send you $400 a day for up to 2 full weeks. The reason why it's $2,800 a week is because usually when you're in intensive care, it's life or death situation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now the second area that they are concerned with is your final expenses. Now John, when is, I'm sorry, it's my name.
No.
Now Mylene, who is going to be responsible for taking care of your your funeral and final expenses when something happens to you? Now let me ask you, have either you or your family ever had to make plans for a funeral? No?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear that. The reason I ask is that it's a very serious problem. Now, the concern isn't that you're going to die, because we all will, right?
Yeah.
But when we die, someone in our family has to face a funeral director immediately. Funeral directors these days require all or the bulk of the money up front on the spot before they start doing anything, or they at least want to know where the money is going to come from. Did you realize that?
No, I didn't.
A lot of people don't. So while your family is waiting for life insurance to come in, who has to take care of things in the meantime? Well, probably you.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
That's right. The family, or Mylene herself,
Yeah.
they either have to take the money out of savings if they have it, or worse yet, borrow it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Now I know what is that.
So now what they have done is set up a freedom of choice certificate to take care of your final expenses. If you qualify, each of you, well, whoever you cover with this, will receive your own certificate that looks just like this. Now, they call it a freedom of choice benefit because it is good at any funeral home. The way this works is when something happens to you, Mylene, then Mike can take this certificate to any funeral home you choose, and when the funeral director looks at you and says, "I'm really sorry for your loss, Mike. The funeral is going to cost $8,000. How would you like to take care of that today?" At that point, you say, "Mylene has the freedom of choice. Everything is taken care of from that point on." So your son won't have to struggle with that. Or any of your family, whoever you have to take care of it. Mylene, in your case, they set aside $15,000 for your funeral and final expenses. Now what's not used in the funeral home gets sent to your beneficiary. Now let me ask you, Mylene, isn't it nice to finally have this taken care of for your family?
Yeah.
Each of your kids is covered for a $10,000 benefit that can be converted to $50,000 at age 21 regardless of their health or habits. They can keep it for the rest of their life. Pretty nice, huh? Now, the only exception to this is when you die before age of 65. It would typically be in some kind of accident, right?
Yeah.
Mylene, when something happens to you in any type of accident, not only will they immediately take care of all your final expenses, but they are going to send your family an additional $60,000 to help out during that time. When we die in an accident, what kind of accident will it probably be?
I think that is car accident.
That's right, a car accident. In that case, we are going to send an additional $90,000 plus take care of all final expenses. And when traveling in a common carrier like a bus, plane, or train, they will send an additional $160,000 to the family. Each of your children is covered for 20% of the parents for those same accidental deaths. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The third problem is that they're concerned about is paycheck protection. Mylene, you're on your way home from work and you get killed in a car accident or pass away from a stroke or a heart attack. Is your paycheck going to keep coming to support Mark, the family, or anybody else?
I don't think so.
Of course not. Your paycheck vanishes just like that. But taking care of the family, putting food on the table, paying the bills, does this stay pretty much the same?
No.
But let me ask you, do you have life insurance?
No. Just have insurance from my employer.
Hopefully we can help you with that. The Teamsters realize that all of their members have life insurance, like your son. But here's what happens in a typical situation when you die. Your family immediately has to start dipping into those lump sums. First for reimbursement of your burial and miscellaneous expenses, and then because your paycheck have stopped coming in, you have to keep dipping into the savings to pay bills and put food on the table. And then a year or two later, what happens to all your money? That's right. Yeah, it's completely disappeared and it's gone. So here is your paycheck protection and readjustment income. Mylene, when something happens to you, where they're going to start sending Mike a paycheck every month for the minimum of 1 year. The reason they choose to at least 1 year is because you need a decent time to adjust. A couple of months just isn't enough time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When something happens to you, Mylene, your son will receive $4,000 for 2 years. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now this does build an emergency fund after 3 years. If things ever get tight financially, there will be some money to help take care of your program during that time so you don't lose it. There will also paid up benefits, so when you retire, you can stop contributing to the program and keep a reduced paid up final expense benefit for the rest of your life. Pretty nice, huh? Have you ever thought about what you will do when you are diagnosed with a terminal illness?
No, I didn't think about that.
Well, it happens. They have put a lot of thought into it. In fact, they realize you're going to need a lot of cash when you're diagnosed with a terminal illness and not expected to live more than a year. They are going to send you half the final expense and paycheck protection. The other half will come to your family after you're gone. There's also a strike and layoff clause so that you cannot lose your program. In fact, in case of a union strike, they will take care of your insurance benefits for you up to a year, and you never have to pay that back.
That's nice.
Mylene, even if you can't work just 1 day because of a strike, they will take care of your benefits not only for a week, which is $40, but for the whole month, which is $160. And on layoff, as long as you've been working for the past 12 months, they will take care of your program for up to 3 months. And you never have to pay it back. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Also, the insurance benefits are guaranteed and non-cancelable, which means if you qualify, then no matter what happens in the future to your benefits, to your health, age, or habits, no one can ever take this away from you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now I have showed you what setting aside 2 hours would do for your family. Let's review it to make sure it's clear. Your accidental injury benefits are there for your family. Your freedom of choice certificate covers you and Mike and the rest of your children for the any cause of death, and is there until it is needed to be used. Your paycheck protection and all your protections on the side make sure no matter what happens moving forward, you never have to lose your benefits after today, even if you change jobs, get very sick, or move. Again, you can see why these are so important for your family. Now my job, Now my job, because of what your son Mike did for you, is to give you an opportunity to get enrolled in what you qualify for. The best part is they set up this like a payroll deduction, but they do it once a month through your own checking account. That way, when you change jobs or retire, you never have to worry about losing the insurance benefits because they are under your control. Now, your employer or not your employer or the union. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Mylan, let's face it. We're all going to die. We don't have a choice. Either we deal with this now, or someone in your immediate family, brother, sister, child, will have to deal with this when something happens. Does that make sense? Now you will have to answer some medical questions to see if you even qualify. But probably the most important question I need to ask is when something happens to you in a car wreck, there will be a little over $200,000 in benefits. Who do you want that money to go to?
To my son.
Great. I'll write his name here. Now it doesn't make a difference to them which program you try to qualify for. Most families try to qualify for their 2 hours combined at $22 a week, which is what I went over with you. Some families ask if they can do more and set aside more for their family and double their benefit, which is $48 a week. Or sometimes members choose a more basic program just to get started, and they know they will upgrade down the road provided they still qualify. Which way do you want to go?
I will just go with the 2 hours for now.
That sounds great. I'll go ahead and ask you the medical questions to make sure you can even qualify. The monthly amount will process every month on today's date. I can also make it for any day between now and the next 12 days. Is there any particular date between the 10th and 22nd that you would like it to be processed?
About 15th of the month.
15th? That sounds good. Your policy will arrive within the next 4 to 8 weeks. Once received, you've been permanently qualified and accepted.
Okay.
This is your service file with all your important papers. It needs to be kept in a safe place here at home. Be sure to keep that safe.
Okay.
Okay, Mylan, this next part is very important. Other than affordability, or because this covers everything in one, what are the top 3 reasons you have these insurance benefits? all finished. You finally have this all taken care of. You can finally take this off your checklist. How do you feel?
It feels good.
Well, congratulations.